meridian with plenty of familiar faces after our little excursion to the Far Zenith facility proved somewhat fruitless. We did learn some information about the circumstances, but no copy of Gaia, unfortunately. I've turned off the headpieces. I just prefer having Aloy as Aloy. I mean, when we get new ones, I'll try it out for a little bit, but if we're going to be talking to people, I'd like it to just be normal. So, because we've moved through the introductory bit of the game, and before, I thought that we were going to be already in the Forbidden West when we were there, but turns out we still need to journey there. I decided not to put the. I've got a bunch of wild theories, basically, about where I think what I think could be awaiting us in the Forbidden West, and I was going to put it in my Horizon Zero Dawn discussion video, but I thought it'd be best to save it after we were a little bit in, you know. So the Far Zenith thing gave me some ideas in the first place because they were being quite secretive and they had their own motivations and they were quite elitist. They wanted to keep certain things secret. So I do wonder if the whole spaceship explosion thing was like a ruse. Maybe they did it to break contact with Elizabeth and everyone from the Zero Dawn project, but part of me thinks it blew up sort of before it even launched, so I'm not too sure about that. The Far Zenith thing might be completely done. There's a few other ideas that I had. The first one was obviously one of the major plot points from the first game was Ted Faro killing off all of the staff from the Zero Dawn project after Elizabeth had died, and purging the Artemis. Is it Artemis? It might not have been Artemis. Anyway, the one that was the part of Zero Dawn that was responsible for the history of mankind, the cultural history of mankind, and purged it to basically cover his reputation, essentially. So I do wonder if maybe there was some version of Artemis maybe was somehow disconnected from the network at some point, that maybe survived in one of the little pods that were placed around the world that would that had like the gestation pods in them. So I've wondered about that. I think it was Artemis. I could be wrong. The other thing was there are obviously other facilities. The two of particular interest, which we know, I think, from a lot of the data points and all the other stuff in the first game, that were near to to Gaia Prime, to the main facility, is Elysium and whatever the name was for Ted Faro's little bunker, because he wasn't in Elysium, he was in a separate place. So those two places could be in the Forbidden West, I don't know. But Elysium in particular, because it was filled with people who worked on Zero Dawn in some capacity, right? There were betas, alphas, whatever the other terminology was. So I feel like there would have been some supremely intelligent and resourceful people in there who could have done something, right? Whether it was something with AI, something with robotics. They probably wouldn't have had the physical resources to do anything in terms of genetics or anything like that, but in terms of computer stuff, there might be something to do with that. So that's an idea. I don't think Ted Faro was a businessman, so he wasn't like a scientist. So I can't imagine him in his bunker. He might not have been alone. He might have had family with him, or associates or whatever. But mate, I don't think anything could have come out of his. But you never know. And then obviously, I was thinking about Far Zenith, and if it was covered up, and they did actually successfully launch the project, which would actually have landed and be functioning by now, because I think that they said it was, did they say 800 years or 300 years or something to get to their location? and this is like over 1,000 years in the future. So yeah, those were my ideas. There are obviously other AI or other parts of the Zero Dawn project that could still be out and about. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to, yeah, some little theories there as to what we could encounter, but the other thing I'm thinking of is maybe there's like a wild card type thing, like, you know, like another independent thing that was separate, that was a bit more hidden. They made their own bunk somehow that was disconnected from Zero Dawn, where they, you know, they did something independent. There was another company maybe, but I feel like that is a bit far-fetched. But this whole thing is far-fetched. You know what I mean? We're dealing in grand sci-fi concepts, so anything is possible. Right, let's go and talk to Vanasha. I love Vanasha, basically. Right, you are the queen. If I'm remembering right,
Deeply honored,
they were
Those
kid.
who fought at the Battle of the Blight will never forget what you did.
They were kidnapped, right, by the Shadow Carja.
Dowager Queen Nasadi.
Blessed champion. Itamen, what do you say?
My humblest thanks to you, great champion, for delivering my mother and me from Sunfall, and for defending our holy city against the forces of Shadow. Did I say right?
You said it fine, Itamen. And you're welcome.
Champion, will you teach me how to shoot like a real machine hunter?
Itamen.
I have to go on an important mission, Prince.
To save the world?
Something like that. But when I come back, I could give you a few tips. It would be an honor.
We owe you our lives, champion, and we will not forget. May the sun light your way.
Watch out for Thunderjaws, champion!
God, it's always... Sorry, it's just Dark Souls. May the great sun light your way. I don't want to disrespect anyone else, but where did Vanasha go? Seriously? God! Where did she go, man? I wanted to propose. Yeah.
Really coming along.
We'll modify the space shortly. Sun King.
The sculptor wanted something even bigger, twice the size, covered in gold and jewels. But I was quite certain you wouldn't appreciate that.
You were right. I'm sorry, Avad. It's good to see you, but I can't stay long.
I see. I'd hoped you'd remain in the city for a time. Perhaps at the palace.
Meridian's still in danger, but it's bigger than that. To put things right, I have to go west. To Noxth territory.
By the sun, that's a Noct? Well, perhaps Murad already told you, but after years of hostility, we've negotiated a truce, in hopes of a lasting peace. Another embassy will be held in just a day or two.
Yeah, something tells me that's not going to work out, but yeah. Why was the relationship so fractious?
When you say years of hostility, I assume you mean the Red Raids?
Ah, yes. My favorite subject.
I wouldn't ask if I didn't need to know.
As you know, my father raided all the border tribes. The Asuram, Banuk, and Nora suffered greatly, resisting as best they could. But none fought back like the Tenakth. They rose up and assaulted our western front at Barren Light, sweeping us from their lands. Getting them to talk to us again after that was tricky.
Okay, so a warrior tribe, perhaps? Or maybe they've got greater numbers. I wonder what culture we're going to run into over there. That should be interesting. Maybe I don't know if they'll be the only culture over there. Maybe there'll be several who have to deal with them. Maybe they're the equivalent of the Kaja of the West, right? Sort of the dominant or aggressive culture there. I don't know. Maybe they're just defending themselves. So there's a chance they still seek revenge, right? Because this is still within living memory, these wars, right? With his father.
How did you get the Tenakth to talk again after the war?
The same way I got you to talk. By giving gifts.
The Tenakth like tiaras?
More like medals, spices, and relics looted during the fighting. We've met with them on several occasions, and the gifts seem to have eased the tension. But this coming embassy is the most important yet. The best sign we've had so far that the Tenakth want lasting peace.
I mean, it feels like it would be fairly obvious for them to stage some sort of ambush at this thing, right? The embassy?
What makes this coming embassy so special?
Well, just like today, it is special because of the guest. Our delegation will meet with the Tenakth just outside Barren Light. We'll give them treasure, and they'll return a prisoner. Fashav, one of our finest soldiers.
Soldier? Don't you mean raider?
No, not in this case. Fashav is my cousin, nothing like Helis and his ilk. He joined the Western expedition with the hopes of reining in certain excesses. But he was captured during a heroic defense of our forward base at Cinnabar Sands, and has been held ever since.
Maybe he's not the person you think he is.
Your cousin, Fashav. How long has he been a Tenakth captive?
5 years? Tenakth emissaries swear he is well, but I wonder. That tribe is renowned for its brutality. How did he survive? Well, I'll know soon enough. If you see him before I do, tell him that I await him in Meridian, where he belongs.
If I see him, I will.
I've no idea what he looks like, but sure. How's the little one doing? Seems in good spirits at the minute, at least.
Itaman looks happy.
You got him out of Sunfall. Any happiness he has, he owes to you. He's turning into a fine young man, which he'll need to be if he's to inherit the crown.
Wouldn't the crown go to a son of yours first?
Yes, well, I'd have to get married for that to happen. Murad keeps throwing noble matches at me. But I find I'm always trying to make them into someone they're not. At any rate, I never aspired to the throne, and I don't wish to sit there forever. When Itaman comes of age, I hope to step aside. Free of the crown. I might finally be able to travel the world. Who knows? Perhaps even accompany you on one of your adventures.
Well, he's gonna die.
Sound easy.
He's dead, man. It's confirmed he's dead. He just made plans for the future that involve finding some sort of like inner peace and, you know, not being king anymore. Yeah, 100% he's done.
I need to get going.
One moment, Aloy.
He's obviously
There's
smitten
something
with
I must
Aloy.
ask you.
Yeah.
Since you left, I've thought of little else.
This isn't really the time.
But it has to be. The way you left before, there's no way to know when I'll see you again. I'm not trying to stop you, or hold you back. But I need to know, when your mission is over, will you return to Meridian and stay?
No.
Long enough for us to spend time, to get to know each other properly, perhaps.
Okay, now, from what I remember from the first game, I don't think that these dialogue wheel choices made too much of a difference. But they might be different here. So flashpoints offer moments of emotional choice. How Aloy expresses her personality is up to you. Choose feisty and Aloy will confront the challenge directly. Choose intelligently or smart, and Aloy will use her insight, so confront, insight and compassion, to find a clever, less obvious approach. And choose compassion and Aloy will express compassion or give voice to her deepest convictions. Okay, so if they're similar, the confront is always quite feisty and defensive. It tended to come across. Now, insight tended to come across a little bit, not sarcastic, but a bit, no, sarcastic's the wrong word, like a bit blunt, but a bit smarmy, if you understand what I mean. Compassion tended to be the I don't know, most empathetic route. What would Aloy? I've left this too long. Look how awkward it's getting. I'm not gonna confront it. Now just isn't the time, I guess. It's not. Yeah, now's not the time.
Avad, the situation calls for a higher perspective. The threat I'm facing endangers not just Meridian, but a lot of other places too. A lot of innocent people. What happens between us, it's not important. At least, not yet.
You're right. I'm acting like a fool. It's supposed to be the king who calls for a higher perspective. Please accept my apology. And my wishes for your success. Goodbye, Aloy. As always, our hopes ride with you.
Yeah, we had to let him down somehow. He's clinging onto something that's just not going to happen. I don't think, anyway. Where's Vanasha? I'll declare my undying love for her. That's everyone, right?
I'll be right here until you need me.
I think Val is sort of better suited for Aloy, to be honest. But... Right, is Vanasha here? Seriously? Would have been nice to talk to them.
Watch out for canisters in the rubble. Don't want another scrounger from the east, huh?
All right.
Well, go and keep somewhere else.
This is better than staying in the dawn.
I would have thought we could have maybe.
Welcome back, Savior. We are at your disposal.
Hello, Kaja attendants.
The battle really wrecked this place.
What is going on up here?
Yeah, you. Not again.
Whoa! By the forge, it's her, the Savior. Yo, Scrounger! Brother!
No, I didn't think we could explore as much as this. Who knew? Alright, I'm devastated. No Vanasha. Maybe she'll say goodbye to us. Right, let's go and adapt this. Oh, wait a minute, no, there are more friends. I have spoken to my friends. There must be.
That's part of the Deathbringer we defeated.
Huh.
This machine was the last line of defense for Hades. It dragged the orb up here and then nearly killed me, but it's just a piece of scrap now.
Okay, yeah, the melee stuff. Right, there's the workbench. I'm just worried I've not spoken to everyone. They could be up there, I guess. I mean...
Pleasant day to you.
I just don't think I can get across, can I?
Yeah, you!
Lady, don't tell me what I can do. I don't really want to talk about it.
No, don't think so.
Hey! Gotta keep going, sir!
Alright, fine. Yeah, all of them will be in this situated here, so... Right.
Savior,
There.
hope all is well
The
with you.
workbench.
Oh, for God's sake. Vanasha, Uthid, nice to see you as well.
Uthid, Vanasha, thanks for being here.
Wouldn't miss it, even if you did leave us hanging after the big battle.
Vanasha, stop. She's here now, isn't she?
For the moment. But I see that look on her face. She's got business to attend to, and it isn't in Meridian.
You know, I didn't vanish before because I wanted to. I had...
No, Huntress, please. You don't have to justify yourself to us. You saved our butts. If you've got to go, go. With our blessing.
Always.
How have you been?
You both look like you're doing well.
Mr. Shiny Pants here is now the Sun King's senior military advisor. That means people actually have to listen to him talk. May the sun bless their sorry souls.
At least I say something of substance every once in a while.
What was that? I just fell asleep while you were talking.
And how about you, Vanasha?
I've been looking after Nasadi and Edaman. 2 parts bodyguard, 1 part...
Bad influence.
Huh. I was gonna say nanny, but I like your version better.
And how's he recovering after being with the Shadow Carja?
I never pictured you as a nanny. Edaman must be special.
Hold on now. I'm not entirely domesticated. Nasadi was the Mad Sun King's wife. She has enemies. I've had to foil a plot or 2.
Right. You can try to hide it, but inside, you're as soft as a silk pillow.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh dear.
We were talking about Edaman?
Yeah. Okay, I admit it. Edaman's cute. He's fun. And he looks up to me. I like him. Except when he forgets to wash his hands after hooking worms in that muddy garden behind a solarium. Blech.
And what's happened to the Shadow Carja? Have they completely disbanded or gone into hiding?
It's been months since I was in Sunfall. What's become of the Shadow Carja?
After you wiped out the eclipse, there were hardly any priests or officers left to terrorize the little people.
Avad offered amnesty to all who were forced to serve the Shadow, so the commoners cleaned out the citadel and handed it back to him. The Sundom was unified.
Avad wanted Uthid to take command of the garrison there, but Captain Cuddly here refused. Rumor has it that he wanted to stay close to me here in Meridian.
That's nonsense, of course.
Go on, Lucy.
Well, I know. You're out. Go! Away with you.
Always an honor, champion.
Always a pleasure. But please, little Huntress, come back someday. and tell us about your adventures?
Oh, I will.
If I can't get in trouble, at least I can hear about yours.
Okay. Right. Wake up, Matt. Right. The workbench. Right. Spear upgrades. Installs the master override and a new module to enable the build-up and release of kinetic energy in combat. Requires the resonator blast skill to use. Yep.
Okay. Master override installed. Plus, something new. To store up and release energy. Resonator. Should help in a fight.
And is Val gonna maybe escort us? I guess we'll be going with Avad's like a whole group and escort to this meeting, right? Chaps?
Are you ready to go? Or do you need a little more time?
No, we've spoken to everyone.
I better get going. And if I'm headed west, it sounds like I'll need rite of passage from the Tenakth, as you said. Where exactly is this embassy going to be held?
Past the Dawns, the canyon that marks the western border of the Sundom. You'll find the fortress of Barren Light at its farthest edge. The embassy will take place just beyond its gates. It's a long march, a fortnight on foot.
Really?
A couple of days hard riding should get us there.
Actually, it might be better to rest here tonight. Head out in the morning.
Of course. I'll arrange it.
She's gonna ditch Val, isn't she? Yep. Oh, come on, Aloy.
Am I the one to hold this crown of ash and salt? Their kindness calls to me. I have to block it out. My voice has grown so somber. These words don't seem like mine, but the iron won't subside. No matter what I try. Am I raindrops in the flood? In this emptiness, in the storm. If I falter, if I fall, the wave inside my soul carries all I know. Who can take my hand in the flood? Her voice calls me forth through darkness unknown. My heart with silence burns through solemnness and bone. The edge beyond the shore, this weight of root and rot. I long to reach the other, to find the path we lost. Am I raindrops in the flood? In this emptiness, in the storm.
Osserum?
Sparks to steel. Never seen anyone use one of those to get around.
Is that how I get to Barren Light?
Yes, I mean usually, but not today. Not yet.
And why is that?
Well, the Daunt. The whole valley. It's infested with machines.
I can handle machines.
Oh, I'm sure you can, but I'm under strict orders not to operate until the whistle down at Chainscrape sounds the all clear.
Look, I didn't come all this way just to stand around and wait. I'll crank that car down myself if I have to.
Well, but then who would crank it back up? Fine, fine.
Good job, mate. Your resistance lasted about 5 seconds
Though,
there.
should anyone ask, it might be best to say you forced me.
I see smoke, but not a lot of activity.
Smoke's probably coming from something the machines wrecked. As for the quiet, well, there's a work stoppage in effect because of all the fuss.
It's very
What sort of
autumnal.
machines are causing the trouble?
Nasty ones, and lots of them. Bristlebacks, they're called.
Bristlebacks.
Strangeness is, they're not native to the Daunt. Just showed up, all of a sudden.
No hunters to kill them?
Oh, we've got hunters, just none that want to cross Ulvund. Boss of Chainscrape. He is self-appointed. Work stoppage was his idea.
Ulvund.
Yeah, well, I'm just passing through. Got an embassy to attend.
You should have said. That ain't gonna happen no time soon.
What are you talking about?
Hear that? That's your answer.
Who is that?
Karja's Sun Priest. Cranked him down yesterday, about an hour before the machine trouble started. He's a very important man, or so he says. That embassy at Barren Light, he's the one supposed to run it. Ha!
Great.
Great. A priest.
If you don't do as I say immediately, the Sun King himself shall hear of your insolence. Thanks to you, I was forced to spend the night shivering in the tent. Exposed to attack, I might have died. Oh, me you refuse to transport, but not this... what? This Nora girl? This savage? Besides, scallywag.
Wadis. That's Aloy.
Studious Wadis.
Aloy, you know, savior of Meridian.
Really?
Yes,
Well,
bow.
That lessens the insult, I suppose.
I came here for the embassy at Barren Light. Way I hear it, so did you.
Well, not with the valley infested. And so did Ahriman proclaim the Sun Priests most precious and worthy of safekeeping. See? Scripture. I shall head to Barren Light when the captain of the Vanguard tells me the way is clear, and not a moment sooner.
Fine. Captain's a friend of mine, you know? Where is Erend? Wouldn't mind speaking to someone a little more action, a little less
right.
scroll.
Wadis.
Studious Wadis.
Studious Wadis sent Aaron and another vanguard out at daybreak to clear the way.
And so at daybreak...
Hey! Shh. Down the valley, then?
Yeah, said they checked the ruins on the left bank for tracks. Take it from there.
Okay. I hear there's a work stoppage. Any way to upgrade my gear?
I'll bet the smith in Chainscrape would let you use his workbench. As for the bristlebacks, you might want to craft some acid arrows. Hitting their canisters with those will take them down quick.
Thanks. I'll find Erend and I'll bring him back. Hey! Where do you think you're going?
What, to the top of the ridge? to wait in safety.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you don't.
Operators under strict orders. No passengers till the whistle blows, right?
That's right. Best start cranking.
Why? Why?
Jorf, would you kindly escort Studious to Chainscrape and wait for me there?
You got it.
I will find Erend, and I will help clear a path. But after that, no more excuses. Barren Light. Embassy.
If such be the will of the sun.
It will be. Trust me.
Right.
I gotta find Erend. But
There we
it
go.
might be good to hit Chainscrape first and upgrade my bow.
Yep. Right, let's have a look at the map. What are we dealing with here? Oh, look at all this. God. There's Barren Light where the embassy will be. Erend moved down the valley. Here's Chainscrape town. Some stuff behind us. Plenty of exploring we can do here. Obviously, I'm not going to plot everything out with the map. It's our first steps here. Just wanted to have a little look around. There's definitely stuff behind us. The cable car came from up here. So I guess might be an idea to move here first before we backtrack, perhaps, because we're going to be a bit underpowered. But it's best if we... Yes, I might turn these tutorial things off, man. They're starting to annoy me. Right. Rather than looking at the map, we can have a look around with our eyes.
I'll get us packed up and move us along.
If you'll excuse me, I need to contemplate.
Sure, mate, sure. Right, so that extra bit is sort of round this pillar here. The lot is massive. It's unfathomably big. Wow. So we can rappel down, I guess? Right. I generally have the policy of trying to move the main quest along a little bit at the beginning before going too far off the beaten path, because I feel like if you go too far off the beaten path really early, you tend to get stepped on a little bit. Okay, thank you for installing the Burning Shores DLC. Yes, I did that. Yep. Continue the main story in new area. I'll try not to read this yet. Thanks. So yeah, I'm going to be playing Burning Shores straight after this. But... Right. So let's head for Chainscrape. Get ourselves a bit more upgraded. Now we don't have to kill everything, right? After that boss fight we had with the slitherings, was it? The snakes?
Gotta be prepared.
We're a bit low on health stuff. The game is going to encourage us to kill animals for pelts and stuff, but I really dislike doing that, but that's just me. I think I spent like all of Elden Ring not killing wildlife, which probably hindered some crafting ingredients. Okay, so 3 burrowers over here. There might be some loot over here, to be fair, but...
I'll have to find a cauldron out here to learn how to override that.
Certainly will. We can break line of sight here. stream running through the center of the valley here. It's very autumnal here. Very autumnal. This looks pretty shallow, to be fair. What the hell was that? Lots of acid knocking around. We've got something unknown close by. Only 100 meters away. Let's maybe go and check it out. Why not? And then we'll go to Chainscrape. Oh, is this bandits or something? Barricaded.
I think I can climb up this cliff. I wonder if there's anything interesting at the top.
Sure. Oh, really? Okay. So it's revealing where we can climb. Wait, so... Or is that not traversable? No, no, okay. Wow. So you can just climb up these rock faces like that. Oh, it's like Death Stranding. Wow. So climbing a certain way will obviously yield you more results, but we maybe need to go back down that way. Medicinal berries. Yeah, oh, perfect. We'll get a much better view. Wow, this is crazy. Considering how small this valley looked on the map as well. Got some ruins. Wow. Yeah, water looks very greeny from here. Maybe the acid stuff's having an effect on it, but we've got a reasonable sized little town here. Well, I guess we're still not technically in the Forbidden West yet. We're sort of still, like, you know, because there's still Ossarum, I never know how to pronounce it, knocking around. I mean, that's the thing, right? Even though this is a sequel and I played the first game for over 100 hours, like, you still have to find a way of, like, trying to, not structure, but just explore when you sort of recorded an open world game like this in a way that feels natural, but isn't, yeah, it's tricky finding a balance sometimes. Just while you get into the loop, you know?
An old Karja watchtower. I wonder what's inside.
Nice. Wow, yeah, it's really Death Stranding, the way that the little X's mark things. Cool. Oh god! I'm dead. Okay, our Skyrim climbed down. Whoops! Daisy. Okay, we're gonna have to do that again. Got some blaze, nice. That's how we get like fire and fire arrows and stuff. Right, sorry about that. I was just trying to run and jump, but I screwed it up, I guess. Oh, is that an eye? Like a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, the climbing seems a little bit more complex. Really cool. Okay, so we've got these anchor points with the little flowers on that I didn't notice. But yeah, the climbing sections are sort of, well, nicely hidden. That's cool. Yeah, cool, man. I love Death Stranding as well. I don't know, I can't remember it scanning exactly like this in the first game. Oh, I could have gone up here as well. There you go. Come on, you can climb up. No? There we go. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, gosh. Okay, we jump across there. Oh, God. Wow, this is way more involved than I guess I was anticipating. Awesome. Yep, metal shards.
Okay, almost there.
Metal bites. Discovered a signal tower. Well, the draw distances are pretty impressive, right? Oh yeah, to slide into stealth. Yeah. Jesus. I don't think I needed to press jump then. Walk, Matt. Walk.
Some kind of device. The metal reflects the sun. To send a signal? There's another watchtower on the other side of the valley. I wonder if it's got a lens at the top.
Wait, so there's no reason to come up here? Oh, there we go. Lens of midday. I nearly said midday then.
Looks like some kind of lens. Guess I'll keep it for later.
Resources? Special? No, it's in special gear. A dome-shaped piece of glass that refracts light recovered from a Karja signal tower towards east. Signal tower east of Chainscrape. And then we do the dangerous repels down here.
I can almost see the entire valley up here.
Yeah.
No wonder the Karja built this watchtower.
Wow. Down we go. Instant rope burn. I need to get you some gloves, Aloy. Down again. This is going to be a big one.
Take this to a dyer later.
Oh, we can dye our clothes? Don't know if they're going to have hairstyles. Do I jump?
That must be Chainscrape. Drew said I could get my bow upgraded in there.
Yep.
Might be able to tinker with my other gear too.
Wonder if we'll learn how Aloy lost all her other gear. Alright. Hello there, Mr. Boar. Don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you just yet. Barren Light's that way. Ooh. We need to get up there as well, I guess. I don't think that's where we just were. Gotta get my bearings. Yeah, very wooden, rustic, very Ossaram.
Is that the savior?
Yeah, it is.
Wanna come in, savior?
Getting Witcher 2 flashbacks.
Welcome to Chainscrape, savior.
Open up, guys. Jorv's orders.
Good enough for me.
Thank you, Nipples.
By the forge.
No way!
Petra?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? About time there was something worth looking at in this dump.
It's nice to see you too.
And not a moment too soon. Damn brewery's the only thing I can count on in this place.
Yeah, I heard. Machines, work stoppage.
Oh, those are just the latest malfunctions. Chainscrape's always been a few tools short of a kit. And right there is the biggest tool of all.
Our land, not our problem. The bristlebacks are everybody's problem.
Roland?
You've heard of him.
Yeah.
But he's a story best told over a cold beer.
Petra. I'm just passing through. I'm headed west.
Oh.
There's an embassy at Barren Light I need to make happen, and then I keep moving.
Ah, of course. Bigger gears to grind. Well, Flame Hair, good to see you. You've got to move on.
Petra.
But if you want a cold beer and a few laughs with an old friend,
yeah,
come find me at the brewery. Your choice.
Got some time for Petra? Come on, Aloy. Not like the world's going to end.
Well, this Olvan guy sounds like trouble. Maybe Petra could use some support. But first things first, I need to find that workbench and upgrade my bow.
Yeah, Petra feels about Aloy the way I feel about Vanasha. Alright, that's how it is.
Someone said I had the best to work with a hammer in this state.
Cool.
Now we got lots of stuff going on here.
Oh, there.
An armorer.
Well, that depends on what you need a measuring
Workbench is
stick
free
for.
if you need to tinker with that gear.
I don't care what the job is, and I can provide for my boys.
Everyone here is very boisterous. Right, it was acid arrows, I believe. Oh, that was the what? Right, there's the hunter bow. So to unlock a new ammo, we need metal shards and 1 braided wire. Did we get given that? I can't remember, but we've got it, so. So it's all acid arrow upgrades. I don't know if we'll get a different version of the bow. Yep. Weapon stats have improved, so it does an extra 18 impact damage, and sorry, it's gone from 15 to 18 in terms of pure impact damage, and 25 to 33 in terms of, that's like what's the phrase? Is that pierce? Like for stripping armor pieces and stuff? I think so, yeah. The hunter bow isn't usually used for that. So we need more braided wire to upgrade further. We upgrade the frost blast sling. It's just a flat damage upgrade. No, we need braided wires for all of that. Outfit upgrades. Cool. The Nora Anointed. So it's not the Shield Weaver set, I guess. Well-worn armor made with repurposed technology from an ancient lab. After losing its power source, it was modified to augment range combat. Right, okay, so it is the Shield Weaver stuff. After it stopped working, apparently. Hang on, have I got... No. This isn't like the special edition. I think you get extra armor with that. Right, so we can upgrade it. We've got a sturdy hard plate. So extra melee resistance, impact resistance, acid resistance. Okay, so it adds an extra 1 to concentration regen. Cool. Let's do it. We got the materials. Why not? We can hit level 2 as well, but not level 3. Yeah, I'll take it. So, yeah. Can't remember what all of that means just now. So we can upgrade the blast trap. Blast plates. Alright, fine, why not? Oh, right, it's not upgrading it, we're just crafting more of them. Fair enough. Right, so, health potions. We need wild meat, we gotta kill stuff. Oh, resource pouch. Right, boar hides. Oh, see, you're making me kill stuff, man. Right, fine, we have to kill more boars. Which I could have killed on the way here, I guess. The polecaster. And then this is all unknown gear. We can't upgrade that, I guess. Cool. Right, acid arrows. An ammo that deals acid damage, now available in your inventory. Use your focus to scan enemies and see if they're weak to acid. Hitting enemies with acid will build up to the corroding state. Once in this state, an enemy's armor will take damage over time and has reduced damage resistance. Shoot acid canisters with acid arrows to detonate them and trigger a large elemental explosion. Got you.
This should be useful.
Damage over time is good. I like that.
Now I just need to find Erend and help him clear the bristlebacks.
Right, metal bite is the main thing we need for this stuff. We're full up on everything currently. Right, let's go talk to Petra. She seemed a little bit put out.
Why don't you bring that bony ass of yours over here and say that again?
That's so much stuff. We're at the beginning of an open world game. We're going to get overwhelmed. Hi there. This is your stash.
Oh, hi!
It can be found in every settlement, as well as many other locations throughout the world. When you gather items beyond your carrying capacity, excess items will be sent to your stash. From here, you can retrieve items individually or restock all your resources by holding square. By upgrading your pouches at the workbench, you can increase your carrying capacity. Okay, cool. So we're never gonna... We can still pick up stuff, it'll just get sent to the stash. Okay. Restock, please. Thank you. Cheers, mate. And we've got an armourer.
That one looks like she needs a drink.
Oh, hi!
Who's locked?
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Why is it locked?
Hey! A little clumsy, aren't ya?
I couldn't.
Shop looks closed.
Yep.
Can I still use the workbench?
I ain't gonna stop you.
Okay, shop's closed, fine. Right, where did Petra go? Surely, can we see her on the map maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd like to find her before we talk to this chap. And the lead.
Ever stand exactly.
Eyes up here, sister!
Not again.
Alright. I feel like she went down
Ready
here.
to go?
Petra come down here.
Hammer tongs. I hope Corvin and the others are doing better than I am.
Okay, someone's hurt. Let's find Petra first.
Well, Steph, I wrestled a snap mall.
Could just be this quest up here. This is probably the tavern, right?
What you looking at?
We can fast travel between
For other me.
campfires? Yes, obviously. Oh. That's Petra!
I'll take the usual. You know what we need? What am I gonna do?
Mildorf?
Hey, Mildef. Mildef. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
What can you tell me about Ulvund?
Are Ulvund's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvund discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals. No trouble.
Alright, how long have you worked here?
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
It's the ale. Right, the food?
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes.
What?
hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Olvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do.
All right.
Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Okay. Damn you, Mildorf, and your fetch quest. Alright,
Just need to hunt for some wild meat and grab a metal panel from a scrounger pile.
I'm looking to get drunk with my hearty friend. Hey guys.
Fire and spit. You're the first warrior who's ever spoken to me.
Okay, don't know where Petra went. What have we got in here? There's Petra.
Change your mind about that brew?
Yeah, I did.
Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table!
Typical nipples.
Don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
Okay, yeah, how come you ended up all the way over here?
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
Sure. One who just leaves her post middle of the day to go and get drunk. Right? Alright, I'm joking. Right, Olvend, what's his problem?
So about Olvend.
Around here, everything's about Olvend.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
Okay. What does he need to make that happen?
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvend?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvend has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
God, 1,000 years in the future, we can't escape bureaucracy. Right, Petra? Right. Yeah, bureaucratic nightmare, basically. Okay, what's going on with these bristlebacks?
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt.
The
Simmer down, nipples.
Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take them down.
Did they come through here?
Stopped by briefly for supplies. Ulvund was none too pleased. Won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the bristlebacks are gone.
But how could bristlebacks and the Daunt help Ulvund?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Ulvund has taken to blaming the Karja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids.
Yeah.
Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
Okay. Good to catch up, Petra.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
And who are you? Play Machine Strike.
Come to revel in some strike, sister?
Uh-oh.
Let me set the board.
Uh-oh, gambling.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh?
Oh,
Don't
no.
worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original, straight out of the Forbidden West.
Yes.
Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
Oh, yes. Yes, an addictive minigame. Just what I was needing. Errand will be fine. The apocalypse can wait. Right. Oh, man. It's like Gwent all over again. It's beautiful. Right, a beginner's tutorial. What the hell is this? It looked like some sort of like 3D up and down style drafts board. Beginner's tutorial. Yeah.
All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakhs like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy.
Right.
We each get a set of pieces.
Yeah.
Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner?
Victory points, yep.
That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move,
yep,
how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from,
yeah, 1 tile,
and of course, their health.
Okay, this could be a black hole.
Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play.
Yeah.
I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now.
All right.
Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder.
I have to move here. Fine.
Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round. So go ahead.
There you go.
Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards.
Now you get to attack me.
Move my pieces here.
Yes.
And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces?
Sure.
Try with that machine on your right first. Now move. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power.
Right.
And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points.
Yeah.
Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the two machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do Did you get all that?
Yes.
Knew you were a smart one.
Thank you.
Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine... Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you open, by the look of your machines, you'd be sacrificed, but sometimes overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I mean. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do.
Okay.
Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first.
Okay, so it favors aggression.
That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner.
Thanks.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from.
Yeah, okay.
You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or 2.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them.
Thanks.
It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. I know I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players.
Yep.
Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Maybe later.
I'll think about it.
Right. Machine strike. You're one step closer to mastering the game. Right. There's lots of tutorials
Come back
here.
anytime, Ray.
Thanks. That was a long tutorial. Fair enough. this looks pretty fun, right? Looks like it could be a pretty deep game. Cool! I wasn't expecting a deep minigame like that. Cue the jokes about the world ending while Aloy's playing a card game or a tabletop game. Right, so let's head to the little campfire, save our game, and then I guess we'll end the video there. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I need to turn the tutorials off, but I feel like there might be some new stuff that's going to be introduced, so...
The bristlebacks threaten us all.
Oh, drop the act. We all know it was the Carja who let the bristlebacks into the valley.
Where was the
gates of Baron Light.
Did I walk straight past it? Oh, it's here. Right. Alright guys, I'll leave that episode there. We've still got lots to learn, but yeah, cool minigame. Oseram here, Erin's here apparently. We ran into Petra again, who we obviously know from the first game. We need to deal with this local mayor, town mayor, whatever you want to call him. We'll do that next time. We'll have a little talk to him, but we will go and see what's going on with Erin before we actually embark on any of these quests or play any more tabletop mini games. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and just remember, everybody, never trust an on the crate. I'll see you next time.